Trudeau must go! 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 Trudeau must go!
Joe Rosenell with the front line with Joe and Joe. Once again, let us go into the breach. Justin Trudeau puts together some more theatrics. He has all his puppets standing behind him, talking about the new cabinet. He's now going to fix the economic problems. He even put on a real suit and has the serious "I'm a statesman" look. Play the clip.
You talk about this as a moment of consequence. Obviously, we're all here covering this because it's a big deal in political news, but you yourself said people are struggling to just even put food on their table. So why should the average Canadian even care who's behind you today?
Well, the reality is this is the team that's going to continue to be there delivering for Canadians. Over the past number of weeks, I've heard directly from people who've said that the grocery rebate that landed in 11 million people's bank accounts in the first week of July made a huge difference. That the fact that the Canada Child Benefit is increased on July 20th for millions of Canadians to give them even more money every month tax-free, the high cost of raising their kids. The money's coming in from the climate action rebate across the country in more provinces before. That's money in people's pockets at a time where people are worried both about affordability and the terrible impacts of climate change that we are seeing everywhere across the country, worse than ever before. This is the team that's going to continue to step up and going to continue to show that the plan we have for the future, an economy that works for all Canadians, to fight climate change in a way that supports communities and builds a brighter future for our kids and grandkids, that includes reconciliation at the heart of the economic opportunities for the country, as well as us becoming truly the country that we all know we should be, that has full respect and partnership with people who've lived in this land for millennia. These are big challenges, not small challenges, and you can't pick and choose between them. So putting forward the strongest possible economic team with the strongest possible players in all the files that are going to matter to Canadians, this is what this day is about, and this is about the work that we're going to get going on this afternoon.
Once again, nothing is going to change. Full steam ahead, all optics, all theatrics. As usual, nothing changes, except he doesn't wear the serious suit. Maybe he'll even put on the cowboy hat and pretend like he's a cowboy and go march around Alberta. Then again, I don't think those people like him very much. This is unacceptable news. This clip is priceless. Trudeau thought he was going to get a photo op. See what he got instead. Play the clip.
Trudeau must go! 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 Trudeau must go!
Can you feel the love? Pierre Poilievre addresses Justin Trudeau's immigration policy. Play the clip.
Good afternoon, Mr. Poilievre. My question is on immigration. As you know, Canada is on track to have about 500,000 new immigrants to the country by 2025. And I'm wondering if you think this is sustainable and if a Conservative government led by you would continue that trend and would be satisfied with that 500,000 a year number.
Justin Trudeau has broken our immigration system. We see this on the streets of Toronto, where refugees are living on the pavement. It wasn't like this 8 years ago. When refugees came to Canada, we had them sponsored by charities, churches, mosques, synagogues, other nonprofits to give them homes, help them write resumes, and get them fast work permits so that they could get jobs and paychecks. We see it in the new movement online of immigrants who are saying they're going back because they can't afford to live here in Canada. After 8 years of Trudeau, many immigrants feel like they're better off where they came from because the costs and the crime that Trudeau's policies have unleashed make this country unlivable for newcomers and for those who've been here a long time. I want to get back to common sense immigration. The numbers should be driven by the number of employers who have job vacancies that they cannot fill with Canadians, by the number of charities that want to sponsor refugees, and by the families that can reunite and support their loved ones here, not by egotistical targets that are designed to give Justin Trudeau a vanity project. We need to get back to competent immigration. By the way, we need to expand housing construction. It's all well and good to think that you can increase the population by 1 million people in a year, but where are we going to house everybody? We now have, last year, we built fewer homes than we built in 1972. Think about that. In 1972, our population was 22 million, and we built 250,000 homes. Last year, our population was 40 million, and we built 219,000 homes. So we have nearly double the population, and we're building fewer homes.
Couple points. Trudeau's immigration policy is very similar to Joe Biden's immigration policy in America. Let people in because they see them as votes. And that is what it's all about. It makes no sense to just open the doors wide to allow people into a country without a plan, because they have no plan. But they do have a plan, actually. And that plan is to get votes. As far as putting forth a structure and a system to help these people, no plan. And people could say, what are you talking about, Joe? Well, look to Toronto. The baby boss says that, and I've covered that in other clips. People are living on the street. If you had a plan, they wouldn't be living on the street. The same thing is happening in America. People are living on the streets of Texas. They are just letting them in because they see them as votes. That's the plan. Dougie Ford is no dummy. His government has launched a financial audit of Toronto. I'll tell you exactly why. He wants to distance himself from any trouble, which he knows is going to happen under Olivia Chow. Identify the problem at its root, distance yourself. Dougie Ford is no dummy. They don't call him the Hamburglar for nothing, and that is why Dougie is a rock star at the Ford Fest. Jagmeet Singh reacts to the shuffling of the Trudeau cabinet. Play the clip. Jagmeet thinks things are going to change for the better now, too. I think so, too. No question. Things will be different now. What do you think? Put your comments in the chat. Justin Trudeau is collaborating with Disney. They're putting out a board game. It's called Most Canadians Didn't Vote for This. No kidding. And it doesn't matter because Justin Trudeau doesn't represent you. He represents an ideology. You're just in the way. Pierre Poilievre wants to bring common sense to Thunder Bay. He's actually looking like a superhero now. You know, he's looking jacked. Play the clip.
I want Northern Ontarians to know they'll have a strong voice in my government with common sense. We're going to axe the carbon tax and reverse the hunting rifle ban and get out of the way to let our resource sector grow, so that places like this can ship more goods and bring home more powerful paychecks to the hardworking people who live here.
The opposition leader stopped by the G3 grain elevator to speak to the workers, take photos, and answer some of the questions that people had in mind. Poilievre's main message focused on what he calls inflammatory spending by the Liberal government, and he also shared ideas about implementing a new testing system for immigrant doctors and nurses.
We have 20,000 immigrant doctors and 32,000 immigrant nurses who could be helping, but they have no easy path to prove whether they're qualified. So let's do in the professions what we already do in the trades and create a blue seal testing standard that would allow a foreign-trained medical professional to take an exam, and if they pass, get a blue seal stamp that would allow them to practice anywhere in Canada.
So here's his points. The baby boss wants to axe Trudeau's gas on groceries and fuel. He wants to reverse Trudeau's hunting rifle ban, and he wants to remove the gatekeepers blocking resource development in Northern Ontario. Good stuff, baby boss. I like your plan. Ultimately, the Trudeau freaks are going to fight you tooth and nail. But bottom line, you're wearing that black shirt. You're looking a little jacked. I think you better drop an elbow. You better take lessons from Dougie Ford. You're in the Thunder Bay area. Remember, Dougie Ford was a professional wrestler. Poilievre addresses the cleansing of the Trudeau cabinet. Play the clip.
Today, by firing or moving most of his cabinet, Justin Trudeau has admitted that after 8 years of inflationary spending that has exploded the cost of living, 8 years of carbon taxes that drive up your gas, heat, and groceries, 8 years of catch and release policies that make our streets dangerous, and 8 years of doubling the cost of housing, his government is a failure. It's funny, though. The one minister who is responsible for these failures didn't get moved, and that minister is Justin Trudeau.
1 point and 1 point to make only. The baby boss thinks he's Sonny Crockett from Miami Vice. That jacket and t-shirt thing went out in 1988, Pierre. Come on. Cheech and Chong are pushing their THC edibles on the people with Anthony Kiedis of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. 3 freaks pushing weed on the people. Just what Canada needs, more weed. To all my Canadian American friends, if you like what we do on the front line, I'm asking you to give $1. Just $1. Production costs money. We do it for you. We are self-funded, and $1 goes a long way. That's less than a cup of coffee. In Canada, a cup of coffee might cost $5, so you're getting off easy. Please, just give us $1, and we'll keep the content coming your way. God bless you, and remember, stay free.
Hey Canada, show the country that you stand for freedom with one of these hats from our store. Your purchase supports this channel. Check out the link in the description and order yours now.